Hey, Olive, Arlo, and Frank. Grandpa coming to you once again from the Sleep Study Unit at Mayo Clinic in Jacksonville. And tonight we're going to dive into Leviticus chapter 11. We're going to be talking about offerings again. I just realized I took out my teeth, so hopefully I'll be able to pronounce all the words. I have a half an hour till she comes back in to put me to bed. So hopefully this will work out. I'll get done by then. This is the law of the guilt offering. It is most holy. In the place where they slaughter the burnt offering, they must slaughter the guilt offering, and the officiating priest must splash the blood against the altar's sides. Then the one making the offering must present all its fat, the fatty tail, the fat covering the entrails, the 2 kidneys, and the fat on their sinews. So that's the gristle, like in there. Fat on their sinews, and the protruding lobe on the liver, which he must remove along with the kidneys. Then the priest must offer them up in smoke on the altar as a gift to the Lord. It is a gift offering. Any male among the priests may eat it. It must be eaten in a holy place. It is most holy. The law is the same for the sin offering and the guilt offering. It belongs to the priest who makes atonement with it. So these are the priestly portions of burnt and grain offerings. As for the priest who presents someone's burnt offering, the hide of that burnt offering which he presented belongs to him. Every grain offering which is baked in the oven or made in the pan or on the griddle belongs to the priest who presented it. Every grain offering, whether mixed with olive oil or dry, belongs to all the sons of Aaron, each one alike. So this is, once again, how the priestly class, the priests and the Levites, how they get fed, because they don't have land where they can produce crops and have livestock and things like that. They're born and raised in the temple complex. Although when they get to the land of Israel, they're going to be in all the different towns and stuff. But they don't get any land. As for the priest who presents someone's burnt offering, the hide of that burnt offering which he presented belongs to him. Every grain offering which is baked in the oven or made in the pan or on the griddle belongs to the priest who presented it. Every grain offering, whether mixed with olive oil or dry, belongs to all the sons of Aaron, each one alike. So I think I just read the same thing again. This is the law of the peace offering. Of the peace offering sacrifice, which he is to present to the Lord. If he presents it on account of thanksgiving, along with the thank offering sacrifice, he must present unleavened bread, unleavened loaves mixed with olive oil, unleavened wafers smeared with olive oil, and well-soaked ring-shaped loaves made of choice wheat flour mixed with olive oil. He must present this grain offering in addition to ring-shaped loaves of leavened bread which regularly accompany the sacrifice of his Thanksgiving peace offering. He must present one of each kind of grain offering as a contribution offering to the Lord. It belongs to the priest who splashes the blood of the peace offering. The meat of his Thanksgiving peace offering must be eaten on the day of his offering. He must not set any of it aside until morning. This is a lot to know, and you can buy books that go into like exactly what all this stuff means. But I find that even if you are reading a part of the Bible that a lot of people even think this is kind of boring. I don't find it boring. I find it interesting, but I don't understand a lot of it. But I do know that you read the Bible, you'll be blessed. Just reading it'll bless you. If his offering is a votive or free will sacrifice, I forget what votive means. It may be eaten on the day he presents his sacrifice, and also the leftovers from it may be eaten on the next day. But the leftovers from the meat of the sacrifice must be burned up in the fire on the third day. If some of the meat of his peace offering sacrifice is ever eaten on the third day, it will not be accepted. So if you eat it, you ate it, but it wasn't a sacrifice. It takes away the sacrifice. It will not be accounted to the one who presented it, since it is spoiled. And the person who eats from it will bear his punishment for iniquity. And your grandmother has this rule that if something's in the refrigerator for more than 4 days, that it gets thrown away. So this is like even 3 days. I'm glad your grandmother doesn't know this part of the Bible. The meat which touches anything ceremonially unclean must not be eaten. It must be burned up in the fire. As for ceremonially clean meat, everyone who is ceremonially clean may eat the meat. The person who eats meat from the peace offering sacrifice which belongs to the Lord, while his uncleanness persists, will be cut off from the people. So we're talking about they're in the desert. If you're cut off from the people, you're going to die. You're just going to be left out in the desert wandering. Then you might say, well, God sounds like he's pretty harsh. This is very important. We look at it like it's a big barbecue, but God doesn't take sin lightly. When a person touches anything unclean, whether human uncleanness or an unclean animal or an unclean detestable creature, there's some creatures, animals, that if you just touch them, even if they're alive, like you're ceremonially unclean. And it'll tell you as we go through this book what you do about that. When you touch something that's unclean, how you wind up being cleansed. And eat some of the meat of the peace offering sacrifice which belongs to the Lord, that person will be cut off from his people. So here's sacrificial instructions for the common people, and this is fat and blood. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, tell the Israelites, you must not eat any fat of an ox, sheep, or goat. Moreover, the fat of an animal that has died of natural causes and the fat of an animal torn by beasts may be used for any other purpose, but you must certainly never eat it. So you can boil the fat down and make soap, and you can take the hide and make clothing, whatever you want to do, but you can't eat it. If anyone eats fat from an animal from which he presents a gift to the Lord, that person will be cut off from his people. And you must not eat any blood of the birds or the domesticated land animals in any of the places where you live. Any person who eats any blood, that person will be cut off from his people. So here's the priestly portions of the peace offerings. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, tell the Israelites, the one who presents his peace offering sacrifice to the Lord must bring his offering to the Lord from his peace offering sacrifice. With his own hands he must bring the Lord's gifts. He must bring the fat with the breast, to wave the breast as a wave offering before the Lord. And they actually would like wave it. Ooh. It's a two-hand wave, but I have the Bible here. They go, and it's the breast of the animal. which I guess is the ribs. They're eating ribs. Wave the breast as a wave offering before the Lord, and the priest must offer the fat up and smoke on the altar, but the breast will belong to Aaron and his sons. The right thigh you must give as a contribution offering to the priest from your peace offering sacrifices. The one from Aaron's sons, who presents the blood of the peace offering and fat, will have the right thigh as his share. For the breast of the wave offering and the thigh of the contribution offering, I have taken from the Israelites out of their peace offering sacrifices, and have given them to Aaron the priest and to his sons from the people of Israel as a perpetual allotted proportion. So once again, this is how the priests and the Levites get their sustenance, get their food. This is the allotment of Aaron and the allotment of his sons from the Lord's gifts on the day Moses presented them to serve as priests to the Lord. This is what the Lord commanded to give to them from the Israelites on the day Moses anointed them. And I think all that happened in Exodus, near the end of the book of Exodus. A perpetual allotted portion throughout their generations. This is the law for the burnt offering, the grain. So this is a summary of like the last couple chapters. This is the law for the burnt offering, the grain offering, the sin offering, the guilt offering, the ordination offering, and the peace offering sacrifice, which the Lord commanded Moses on Mount Sinai on the day he commanded the Israelites to present their offerings to the Lord in the wilderness of Sinai. Peace out. Next time I won't have all these wires hooked up to me, and I'll be sleeping with a CPAP machine. Maybe I'll even do a video with the CPAP machine.